I'm Rob Kellogg, and today we're going to talk about eye injuries. Now, one of the most sensitive parts of your body ever is going to be your eyes, and they are the gateway to how we make money. So it's one of the things that we need to understand, that there are many things that can impact them physically, as well as long-term issues that we need to address through other operations and things of that nature. So eye injuries can come from many areas. So one of the most common things is you get particles in them, and that's usually from debris in the air, from an operation, things of that nature. And then normally we would have eye protection protecting from those exposures. Now, eyeglasses are not necessarily a means to protect yourself. As we discussed in PPE video, that's a direct impact protection. If you've got something raining down or floating in the air that can get in between your eyeglasses and your eyeballs going to lose. So we want to make sure you're wearing goggles or face shields, something that's going to keep that debris from getting into your eyeballs from that activity. We also want to look at weather conditions. Walking to and from the job site, I've had several incidents in my career where employees have had dirt blown into their eyes because of the weather and the parking material, which usually is a dirt parking lot when you guys walk out to it. So be mindful of that when you get out there, that flying debris could get into your eye just to and from the project. So it's probably a good idea to wear those safety glasses as you get out of your vehicles and walk to the project, especially on those windy, blustery days. So just think about that in the future as well. Light. We're outside all day long. That ultraviolet rays really beat down on us. They can cause some damage to your eyes. So it's very recommended that if you're going to be working outside, have some kind of safety glass with a tint to it, so it can diminish those ultraviolet rays down to a tolerable level, for lack of a better term. And be sure that you're looking and noting the feeling of your eyes after being outside all day. Are they fatigued? Are they red and swollen? Are you having some sight problems, or if you're seeing spots, things of that nature? This is telling that you're getting too much direct sunlight in them, unprotected. Is something that you need to address by getting that protection in place. Another injury comes from welding operations. We're not necessarily supposed to look at that light. It's an extreme ultraviolet ray impact on your retina, and it can cause irreversible eye loss or sight loss. And so you need to make sure you have that protection mechanism in place. If you are doing welding operations yourself, make sure you're protecting others around you the best your ability. Shield them so they don't have to look at that arc directly as they pass by the area you're working, to the best of your ability. It's not always going to be prudent for you to be able to do that because of the dynamics of the work in the area, but taking extra precautions for the mass majority of the exposures is greatly appreciated. So shielding is very important for that welding operation. Second, we get impalements. We have pieces of material that actually can go into your eye. The worst thing you can do is pull that thing out. You need to, one, have it surgically removed, so that way if there's a chance of saving the eyeball itself, you're not going to compromise that by ripping it out of your head. And I know that's one of the first instincts. You get something in your eye, you just want to grab it and pull. But that's something that you got to try to overcome and not do that. So the best thing you can do if you have something in your eye that has impaled it, you want to take and cover the other eye. And here's why. Because wherever this eye is and this eye looks, it goes in that same direction. So by moving or covering your good eye, it stops you from looking around and causing that material that's in the eye to move around or the eyeball to work up against it. So this reduces your risk of further injuring that eye. Now the one with the impalement, you want to keep that impalement in there, but you also want to cover the rest of the eye so you can't see if that's still a function of that eyeball at the time. And again, it keeps it from looking around, trying to look at that thing sticking out of its head. and preventing further injury. So it's covering both eyes is greatly important to understand on that impalement, and do not remove that impalement yourself. It needs to be looked at by a physician, and especially an eye specialist, to make sure you can save your sight on that particular injured eye. So just remember, take care of your eyeballs, protect them. Make sure you're taking the precautions at night. If you're finding that you're having stress or strain in your eye, find out why and what is it coming from, either light, either wind, pressure. Dry air will literally dry your eyes out and make them feel miserable. So take your precautions accordingly, and make sure you're using your PPE in accordance with your hazard, not because they look cool. And make sure you're following the PPE appropriately. And look that up in another PPE video. That'll give you details there. So with that, understand, take care of your eyes. Make sure you can see so you can do your job. And as always, if you have any questions, give us a call here at Ultimate Group. We're here to help you. And safety is not a mindset, it's a state of mind. Kids, have a good day.